Hey, this is Teddy Burris, your LinkedIn trainer, coach, consultant, public speaker. I'm all about LinkedIn. I'm all about helping people get the most amount of use out of this business tool. And this is our weekly 30-minute LinkedIn Q&A. The whole idea of this 30-minute Blab session from 2:30 to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday is just to get people to jump in and ask questions that hopefully either from myself or my trusted, respected advisors who play in the space that I play in, somebody's going to answer this question and help you get more value out of LinkedIn. It is all about mastering LinkedIn to the degree that you need to master it to get real value for yourself in your business, in your community, in your career journey, whatever your purpose and goal is. What I really strive to do is just answer questions to help you get value from this tool so that it works for you and you don't become a slave of it. Too often I hear people go, man, it's so tiresome to get on LinkedIn and do all the stuff you tell me to do. And I challenge them to really think through, what is your purpose and what is your goal? And if you don't know your purpose and goal, then anything you do in life is not going to create any real value. You need to know why you're doing it. You need to know what your goal is. You need to know what you're trying to achieve before you start doing it. And so that's what I really try to help people think about when I'm coaching them on how to use LinkedIn. Know your purpose and goal. And if you know it and you feel it, if you truly feel what you're trying to achieve using LinkedIn or any other tool that you're using in life, you're going to really put your whole self into using it. That's important. So again, I'm Teddy Burris. I'm here to answer questions, and I got a few things I can talk about, but more importantly, I want to answer your questions. So if anybody has a question they want to ask, anybody has an idea that they want to learn about, feel free to either hit the /Q and ask the question in the chat box or grab the open seat. I'll leave the open seats for people to jump in. So got Mr. Joe Cruz. Mr. Joe Cruz wants to jump in and ask a question that we can answer for him so he can get real value out of using LinkedIn. Mr. Cruz, it is an honor. It is a privilege. It is an outright freaking thrill to see you today. So what questions do you have?
Don't know how to answer that. Hey, got a question for you regarding followers on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
People that I'm following, is there a way other than visiting each one of their profiles to keep updated on their content?
Well,
now,
if you're a follower,
say again.
If you're a follower, then when they share content, it should show up in your news feed.
It does. However,
you don't see it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
You could stay on there 24/7 and you're guaranteed not to miss anything. But yet, it's the concern of what am I missing? What good, useful, quality information am I possibly missing, and from who? So is there a way to capture that rather than pen to paper, write down everyone that you're following, and then periodically visit those profiles or pull them up on Pulse?
Yeah, Pulse is going to be your best answer. Pulse on a device is going to be your best answer because you can, they quickly go see what you want to see and, come back to it. There is no save button so that you can come back and look at it later. Like on I like Facebook's save button. Have you used that?
No.
Facebook has, if you scroll through the timeline on Facebook and you see something that you're really, really interested in, there's a way on Facebook for you to click save, and it puts it in a list for you to come back and look at it later. Unfortunately, Pulse. Oh, wait a minute. Save. Let me hang on a minute. I just found a button. I just found a button where now I hit a button that said save, but I don't see where it saved it to. I just hit a button that says save on a article. Boom, I got it. So in Pulse, you can scroll through your articles, and let's say you find an article, that Lawrence Reeves shared an article. Is that readable? Can you read that appropriately?
Yeah, I get the gist.
It's not backwards, right? It's not backwards.
No, it's
Lawrence
not.
Reeves wrote an article, and I want to read that article. So if I click on the article, so I just clicked on it and opened it up. If you notice in the upper right-hand corner, you see that little icon? Upper right-hand.
Yeah.
That's a save icon. So when I click that button, it now turns it blue. You can see that it's blue. But now when I come out of that article and I go back up and I click on my profile, which is the icon that looks like a person, I click on that profile icon. And then if you look, you'll see it says activities. Can you see activity? You
Correct.
see to the right of it, it says saved. I'll click on it. Now it's highlighted. It says saved. So there's.
And then I see the article.
I saved 2 articles that are in there. Actually, I've got a bunch of them. I don't know that I saved. There's a bunch of articles in there that it says I saved. And so I can read the article. And then if you notice on the bottom of the article, you'll see that little blue icon again. See it on top of the keyboard?
Yeah.
So now if I click that little icon, it has been removed. The words went away, but it says story has been removed. Pulse, the app on your mobile device. You use Pulse to scroll through your articles. You can actually also search by publishers and people. And when you find an article that you really like, you can save it and come back and read it later. What do you think? Does that help you at all?
Well, it does, and it's kind of what I figured. Didn't know if there was a way to, if LinkedIn had one place where everyone that you were following, you would be able to click on that person. It seems to me, though, you're going to have to write down those people that you're following.
Yeah, I want to get you not to have to write it down. I agree with you. You don't want to have to write it down. Hang on a minute.
You don't.
Jobs, SlideShare, connections, profile. No, there is no followers. You can find out down at the bottom. If you go look at your profile, you get your list of followers.
Well, you get the influencers who you're following, but that's it. That's the extent of it. If they're not an influencer, they're not going to be in that batch.
Right. That's right. So, it's unfortunately there's no way. There used to be in the old days an RSS feed, but that's been long gone for almost decades. So. It really comes back to this, Joe. Here's the only answer I have that is the best answer I have. 2 pieces. Pulse. Every day I look at my pulse, and then other thing is every day I at least twice a day, because it's one of my primary business tools. I go to LinkedIn and I look at my timeline, and I look at my news feed.
Yeah.
So. Unfortunately, that would be absolutely a cool function for LinkedIn's Pulse. I can go to Pulse, by the way, online on the web browser, but I can't save an article. That would be absolutely cool if I could save an article from the web browser so I can go read it on my other device later on. So it might be something worth asking LinkedIn to do. Good question, Joe.
Yeah, I mean it would be helpful because if you're using a free account, then every time you're looking up that person's profile, you're getting that's coming off of your total hits per month
for your search. Yeah. So
for your search.
Yeah, and that only goes in your search. That only affects you in your search results. I mean, if I went to LinkedIn right now and I type in, Joe Cruz, and I don't go to the search window, just type in Joe Cruz and click on your name, that does not ding you. It's only when you bring up to the best of my knowledge, it's only when you do the search results that when you click on the icon for the lookup. If I go up top, type in Joe Cruz and hit click on your name, that does not ding me for the search. To the best of my knowledge, what you have to have the search results more than 4.
Okay. Wait a minute.
If you go to LinkedIn, if I type in Joe Cruz, JoeCrews,
hey, you can spell,
and I select your name from the list without hitting the looking glass or the word advanced, that does not count against your search result.
Really?
To the best of my knowledge. I'd love to hear if Leanne knows anything different about that. And Leanne may be driving, so she may not be able to respond. So, let me tag that as a question to go verify. Let me get my notes and verify search bar results. No search. Does this count? Does this count against your commercial use limit? So I'll
because Teddy, if that would make sense, because if you're using LinkedIn to search as business tool, you're looking for people to reach out to. You do not necessarily know that person's name. You're just doing general searches, so you're clicking. Whereas if I'm looking to see what Teddy Burris is connected, or I need to send him send a message, I know your name. I'll type it up, pull up your profile. We're already connected. I do know you. I could see where it shouldn't go against a person.
Yeah. I've always believed that if you just type in Joe Cruz and select from the list, that does not count against your commercial use limit. It counts when you hit the looking glass or the word advanced.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna verify that. I might be a blog post. So
okay.
Lots.
Interesting.
So good stuff, Joe. Thanks for jumping in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey.
So anybody else have another question? Let me know. Hit the /Q button and ask the question. Grab the open seat. I got 2 more open seats. Love to answer questions to help you get the greatest value using this business tool. While we're waiting for anybody else to jump in, Joe, let me share with you. Have you experimented much with the new LinkedIn mobile app?
No, I've actually I've been hearing some things. I've followed a couple of your quick posts there, but I haven't done anything with it.
So I play with it extensively. Me and my network of really, really smart people have been experimenting with it, and I've really put some time into it. And
now,
go ahead.
Is it now? I heard something today that there was a lot of new apps for Link, or there's a lot of apps out there, but now there's a lot that's strictly for the iPhone, not the Droid, not the Android.
The only one
is that correct?
The only one that I know I don't have yet is the LinkedIn Groups, which is on iOS but not on Android yet. And I haven't looked in the last couple days. I may go look again here soon. But yeah, that's the only one that I know, and it's LinkedIn Groups. And
right.
So, but what is available on all of the devices is, let me come back out and show it to you. Is LinkedIn Connected, which is all of your contacts, all your connections on LinkedIn, and what they're doing. You can view what's going on with Sherry and Jewel and Crystal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But they're and I'll come back and tell you a little bit more about LinkedIn Connected in a few minutes. The new update to LinkedIn app, the primary home app, it's interesting. I like it. I don't have any big problems with it, except for 2 really important things. Number 1, if I go to a new profile, I'll bring up this guy's profile. I'm not going to tell you his name, Matt Martino. And I look at Matt Martino's profile and I want to connect with him. It used to be that the three little dots in the upper right-hand corner, you could click on those and you could send a customized invite. Well,
Right.
LinkedIn has changed that.
Done
Now, those three little dots bring up share the profile or report and block the profile. They took away send custom invite off of the mobile app. LinkedIn has acknowledged that that was a mistake, and they claim that they're going to put it back in. So you can send a LinkedIn invite. If I click that connect button today, it sends out what I refer to as the naked invite. And so I will not use this app to connect with anybody. That's the first thing they took away. The second thing they took away is they took away the contact information. It used to be you could go to someone's profile on the mobile app and you could see their email address and their phone number if they have it associated with their profile. You can't do that anymore. If I go look at Melody's profile, I can send a message from her profile. I can see her highlights, her experience, her skills and endorsements. Interesting enough, I can endorse her if I want to. Okay. I can see her accomplishments, the groups that she's in, and then people also viewed. I think there's a button on here that lets me view, see more, but I can't view her whole profile as we're used to seeing it. I cannot get to her phone number or her email address. However, there's an answer. If I go to Connected, the LinkedIn app Connected, and I search for Melanie, let me go search for Melanie. I'll search for Joe. Search for Joe Cruz. I got to learn how to spell your name. Joe Cruz. And I bring up Joe Cruz profile. If I scroll down, and I'm going to, I don't need to show your personal, your home phone number and your email address, Joe, but it's in the Connected app.
Okay.
So you have to use the Connected app to be able to get people's contact information. So if I want to call Joe, I just clicked on that, and I'm now calling Joe. I won't. Is your phone ringing? Let's see. Let's just mess.
Yeah.
So
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it on silent.
So that's how you get to people's contact information. Again, the two things that are upsetting to me are that I have to learn how to accept. One, they'll resolve. Number one, personal invite, customized invites went away. LinkedIn acknowledges the problem. They're going to bring it back. Number two, contact information went away, and it's in the Connected app. But here's another dilemma that I'm not real, or another issue. If you look at the LinkedIn app, notice the 9 dots in the upper right-hand corner. You know, sort of reminiscent or similar to the 9 dots on Google Apps. If I click on that, it brings up LinkedIn apps. And if you look at the LinkedIn apps, you'll see there's the job search one. There's Pulse. There's SlideShare. There's Lookup, which is designed for enterprise companies. And look, the new app, the Lynda app, is now listed there.
Yeah, I have it listed.
No Connected. LinkedIn Connected is not in this list of LinkedIn apps. Why is LinkedIn Connected not shown there? Interesting. I would love to. I've got a message out to LinkedIn to find the answer to that. I haven't been told the answer to it yet. It makes us think a little bit about what's going to happen with the Connected app. Also, the other thing that's not there either is where's groups. LinkedIn Groups isn't there either, and they're putting a lot of time and effort into that.
Yeah, they have really done a lot to the groups.
Yeah. So anyway,
good, bad, and ugly.
The one thing I want to share with everybody is that, you know, you got to pay serious attention to the changes that are going on with these business tools. LinkedIn is making lots of changes on the web browser interface. They're making lots of changes on the mobile interface. By the way, I heard a statistic the other day, and I may have the number wrong, and that's okay. it's the idea that it's like a 50-50, well over. Let me see if I can do a Google search and answer this question. I think it's 50%. What percent of LinkedIn activity is mobile, on mobile devices? I think it's 50. It might be higher.
Wow.
So think about that. If social media stats, there's I got to change the date. I hate doing searching and getting old content. I think after a while, old content should go away. No, I'm joking. It needs to stay. But anytime, let's get it in last year. Recent activity. I don't know. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Interesting LinkedIn mobile statistics. Here it is, November 28th. Expanded ramblings. I think this is where I read this. That says the percentage of unique visitors that access it via mobile, 50%. And that's according to a press release from LinkedIn, a 2015 press release. First quarter of 2015, 50% of unique visitors came via mobile. So they're if that's the case, they're putting a lot of time and effort into making this app, these apps, much more functional. So,
well, they would have to.
Yep. So, anyway, it means we have to pay attention. So again, it's 10 minutes to 2. I got 10 more minutes to answer any questions for anybody who has a question. Jason Bates, thanks for joining us. And I'm Teddy Burris. I'm a LinkedIn consultant, trainer, coach, freak. I love using LinkedIn. It's a very deliberate piece of my business. It helps me grow my business, and I've mastered it to the extent that I understand pretty much every area of LinkedIn, and I'm really trying to master the mobile app as well. And Jason asked the question, is the recruiting tool worth the cost? Jason, I can't answer that question carte blanche, yes or no, or straight up yes or no. It's all about, what kind of recruiting you're doing. I will tell you this, for smaller recruiting firms, people who are not looking for hundreds of people a day, you can learn how to use LinkedIn and maybe even pay for LinkedIn premium at the lowest possible level and get full search capability and not have to pay for the recruiting tool. So, Jason, if you want to, jump in here and tell me a little bit about what you're doing as far as recruiting. Grab the open seat, and I'd love to have a dialogue with you about, what kind of recruiting you're doing and what's your thought about using LinkedIn for recruiting. Because I don't want to tell you it's not worth it. I want to tell you it's deliberately based on what kind of recruiting you're doing, how much recruiting you're doing. Do you have a recruiting staff? Are you recruiting across multiple industries? And here, let's put Jason in here. There comes the swirly wig, which means he's coming.
Hopefully you can.
Hopefully we got enough bandwidth to be able to do this. Hey, Joe, let me drop you out just so I can get more bandwidth.
Yeah, that's fine. I was getting ready to say.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Care. All right, buddy.
Bye.
I'm going to hit refresh.
That makes a difference for Jason.
Can you hear me?
Doesn't appear to be getting. Hey, Jason, I'm going to kick you out, jump back in again, and see if it makes any difference. I'm going to hit check. Oh, it's spinning a little faster now. Maybe not, Jason. I apologize to you. This isn't going to let you in. Blab is still in beta, and it's growing. I think they have to tighten down their bandwidth requirements for more people to be able to get in. So sorry, Jason, it wouldn't let you in, but so let's try it one more time. It wants to do it. There he is.
All right. Hello.
Jason, how you doing, dude?
Good. Hopefully you can hear me well.
Pull your volume down a notch.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So are you using? Are you a recruiter, or are you talking about for other people? Because I don't have you as a recruiter.
I'm not a recruiter.
So,
So,
think so.
And I'm in the mortgage industry, and so I use LinkedIn to connect with other, real estate professionals in my local area. And I'm a branch manager here of a real estate office or a mortgage office.
Yep.
And I got into the recruiting. I did take the free trial. They're always giving you that 1 month premium, whatever it is, for free. So I did that last month. And I got to be honest, it seemed to it just wasn't, I don't know, user friendly, or I don't know, just because I didn't know how to use it. I don't know, but I didn't get much from it.
I've used it. I've used it a little bit, Jason. I use it. It's probably been about 6 months or a year ago since I've used it.
Yeah.
And I've also used Sales Navigator. I used that about 6 or 8 months ago as well. And I use it very deliberately so I can experience it and talk about it.
Yeah.
And for what I discovered, in my opinion, for most organizations, it's way more tool than most people need.
Yeah.
And because it's way more tool, it requires a lot of learning, a lot of ramp up to be able to figure out. And Sales Navigator, I can't remember about Recruiter. The recruiting tool, did it change your LinkedIn interface, or was it a second interface?
Second. So it opened up another window.
Same thing with Sales Navigator, opened another window. And I quite frankly did not want to have to manage another tab on my browser. And plus the other thing is that, it offers lots of CRM functionality and list management and, contact management beyond what I was doing already in my CRM tool and my LinkedIn and my Google apps. And I was like, I don't want to manage another list. I want to manage one list. And so for me, it wasn't worth it. And for many of my clients who are looking for, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 people a month, it was way more than they needed to invest in.
Yeah. Yeah. It just wasn't. And so I'm, short of me like reaching out to them, and I have, scripts and stuff and stuff like that. But I thought it would be pretty useful to connect with somebody who I'm not connected with, but be able to send them an in-mail or whatever. Yeah. And I didn't even have much success with that because it limited me to like 30 of them for the month.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not a big in-mail. I have premium. I have LinkedIn premium, so I have in-mail access. I don't like in-mails. I would much prefer to find somebody I know who knows Jason, which I could probably do really pretty freaking quick. If I type in Jason, Jayson, and I'm going to spell your last name for me, Jason. I jump screens.
Like the motel, Bates, Bates.
Yeah. And you get your phone number on there. So boom, I don't need anything more. You got your phone number listed. I'm done.
Yeah.
And you're third level to me. And that's okay, but your phone number's there. So I'm a done deal. It really, I could, look, I'm going to use LinkedIn in a very aggressive way to where I'm not going to need a very aggressive, but polite.
Right.
And I'm not going to need to send emails. I mean, I could get you from your podcast. I could get you.
Yeah, but my profile's pretty. I mean, it's filled out pretty well.
But I'm gonna tell you, I can get to a lot of people pretty quickly by using this tool, doing research, building my network out in a very deliberate way. To where I just refuse to use in-mails. I cold called for a year and I hated cold calling. And, sometimes an in-mail is okay to use, but for me, I really like to connect around the person I want to have a conversation with and then have a conversation. Even as a recruiter, and I'm not a recruiter today. I used to be. I spent many years as a recruiter, but that's not my focus today. So well, good question. Bottom line, answer your question: is the recruiting tool worth the cost? It's about your purpose and goal.
Yeah.
And if you're dedicated, diehard recruiter, that's all you're doing is looking for bodies all day long. It may be.
Right.
But you've got to learn how to use it. You've got to spend time to master that tool, or it's just not worth the dollar.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Good chatting with you. Thanks a lot for jumping in. I really appreciate it.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye-bye.
Cool. Good. So it's 2:59. I got time for one more quick question. If Christine or who's Emirates Live, exploring the life in real time through Emeritus Live. Sounds like a business. Sounds interesting. So let's see. You're not sure. You're the United Emirates. So it's like also have Mr. Wonderful jumped in. Mr. Wonderful, good to have you. Internationally beloved and award-winning graphic designer. Love it. Disruption artist. We need to all be disruption artists. Absolutely. And so you have E-Boy jumped on here. Who's E-Boy? Let's see. E-Boy. Oh, it's like, is E-Boy not Mr. Wonderful? Oh, there's your hashtag is E-Boy. I got you. Your handle. So good to have you on here. So it's 3 o'clock. I commit to doing this for a half an hour every Wednesday from 2:30 to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. My purpose is to answer questions that can help you get more value out of LinkedIn, which is very deliberately a business tool. And so as often as you can, hunt us down on here. If you want, jump in. If you have a very deliberate question about LinkedIn, I'll answer your questions. Again, I'm Teddy Burris. I'm a LinkedIn consultant, trainer, coach. I'm all over the country helping people master this business tool. If I can help you in any way, look for me. Again, it's Teddy Burris, RRISS. You can find me anywhere you look on the internet. It's 3 o'clock. It's time for me to go do other things. You folks have a great day, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care.